Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Divinely Crowned Conversations podcast. I am your girl, Divina, and I am so happy that you decided to tune into this week's episode of the Divinely Crowned Conversations podcast. Listen, I know I said 7 p.m., but your girl is still trying to get back in the groove, get all the settings straight, in the studio. As you can see, I am in a different location. Actually, this is the original Divinely Crowned studio area, or podcast area. So I'm glad to be back in the podcast studio here at Radius. But before I introduce my divine guest, I just want to make sure that you guys remember to like this video, share this video, tap in on Spotify and YouTube, tap in on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and just get ready for this amazing night, this amazing episode. Like I said, I'm so excited. So tonight I have with me my best friend, one of my best friends, Monique Daniels. And let me first just introduce. So this is Monique Daniels. Why don't you say hello to the people?
Hello, everyone. And first, before I introduce myself, I just want to tell you, Davina, I am so proud of you for getting back to your passion.
Yay.
Y'all just don't know how many private conversations we had about this, about her getting back to doing what she loves to do. So I'm just so proud of you for getting back to it. This is literally where you shine and flourish, and I'm just so happy for you. What is this, season 3?
Season 3.
We back, baby.
Listen, she gonna make me cry already, y'all. I already was like, the whole time leading up, I'm like, I probably am gonna cry during this episode just because this is my girl. I'm trying to tag her so people can come join.
Yeah.
But we'll get a little bit more into Monique and everything. But I also want to make sure you remember to get in the comments, talk to us. We like to talk back. I like to talk back. Any questions you might have, comments, let us know. Join the divine conversation. So I always like to start the conversation with just sharing how I know my divine guests. And like you guys saw or heard, this is my best friend. We've been best friends for, oh my God, like 5 years now.
It's definitely been
more than that. Yeah. Okay. We've been friends for a long time now.
Like 7.
Okay.
7, 8.
Tashana already tonight. She said, good evening, ladies. Good evening. Tashana is one of my OG Divinely Crowned guests too. Let me know if you guys can hear us good as well, because I just want to make sure everybody can hear us. Okay. But either way, first of all, let me take a deep breath, y'all, because my nerves are a little, But either way, let me just start by saying this. The other day was National Best Friends Day, which was, I think, June 8th. And I have been wanting to get Monique on this podcast since I started. And I'm like, this year I'm starting back. Like, I want to be intentional about my guests and the conversations we have, and just bringing people on that are really a part of my journey as well. And one of those people is truly Monique. So I'm like, listen, Best Friends Day Sunday, next podcast is Tuesday. You're getting on, no questions asked.
I was gonna say, like she said, she's been trying to get me on this podcast. I've been telling her no for literally 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
I've been telling her no, and literally she texts me the one day and she's like, National Best Friends Day is June 8th. And she's like, you're coming. I said, you didn't even ask me? She said, no, you're coming.
No.
And then I was like, I'm busy. And she's like, this is what you're doing. You're busy doing this.
So
I surrendered and I'm here.
Yes. Dejana, she said, we hear y'all good. Hey, ladies. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. So I always like to tell like the journey, and Monique, and I'm sure she'll get into a little bit of like just her journey of her family and things. But Monique is actually 2 years younger than me. 2 years younger than me. I actually am her twin sister's age, and we're good friends as well. But I just remember I gotta tell him because Monique, we always call each other A1 day 2 because the first day we was both skeptical of each other.
I don't know about her.
Like I knew her sisters and they were both so sweet and all the things. And I just remember Monique used to work at Burger King and she was in the drive-thru and I would be like, oh my gosh, like she is not like her sister. She got an attitude, all the things. And so one day I think I had my babies in the car and like she was so nice to my kids. I'm like, oh, okay, she's not that bad. And then like a little bit later, she ends up coming into my job, which is where we kind of really started our real friendship. And I helped her get a job. She brought her application. I told the people, even though at the time I was still like, I don't know about her. But I told my HR lady, I was like, I know her. She comes from good people. Like, I would definitely encourage you to hire her. And after that, like, we've become the best of friends.
You know what's crazy? Literally, ever since I've been young, that's been like the rap I've been getting, like out of all my siblings, because there's 9 of us total. And I was always the mean one or the one with the attitude. I'm like, how though? Like, I'm so nice.
She really is. She's like the sweetest thing ever.
That's literally what I get all the time. Like, you're the mean one and all the things.
All the things.
And it's not true.
It really isn't. But don't get too close to her, okay? Because you ain't gonna take my best friend. No. But either way, so I mean, we could probably our journey has been amazing. But just over the years, we worked together for like 2-3 years.
Yep.
And just through a lot of her coming to my desk, me coming to her desk and just having some really deep conversations. I was like, you know what? Like, I like this girl, like really, like, and I will say this, like, she came into my life in a season where I was giving up on friendship. Like, I've always been the one to really value friendship and wanting best friends and pouring my all into people. And then like them not reciprocating. And I just remember genuinely praying like, Lord, please bless me with friendships that are Christ-centered, that are like-minded, that we both are pouring into each other. And like, little did I know it would be Monique, and like the rest has been history. Just with our friendship and our journey together. So tonight, we're going to hear a little bit about her journey, but I do want to talk about friendship. Monique is my sounding board. As you guys know, I am single and I share that, okay? This woman is happily married. And so she is my sounding board, even with those things, just navigating dating and desiring marriage. And I do take her wisdom that she's given me. So I was like, we need to have like these conversations. This is what I aim to do on my podcast, is have more intentional, not saying that other conversations weren't, but I just want to be even more intentional now more than ever with conversations. So why don't you share a little bit about who you are? Tell me a little bit about young Monique, so start with that. Before though, we already got people in the chat. Okay. Woo-hoo. Listen, I saw the shares and the likes. I was like, people really love Monique. Monique mean? No, that's right, Sandy. And Crystal, she said, me too, sis.
I love you, Chris.
All right, go ahead, girl.
So my name again, like she said, I'm Monique. I am Davina's best friend. And
she's so much more than just my best friend for people. Go ahead.
Yeah. So first, like, just about me, I just want to lead that. First of all, I am a daughter of the King.
Period.
I am a child of God. And I do like to lead with that, just because that's where I truly find my identity is. That's really the only thing that really matters. So yes, that's where I lead with. I am a wife.
Period.
To my husband. To my husband, Robert. Actually, this Friday we will be celebrating 10 years of marriage.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
10 years.
10. That's all I was like, where? How?
Wow.
Yes, 10 years of marriage.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
It is. And then I am a mother to my 3 beautiful children, Jaden, Levi, and Zuri. And then outside of that, I am an entrepreneur. Me and my husband, we do have a photography business, Romo Pics. Shout out to Romo Pics.
Shout out to Romo Pics.
Romo Pics. Also, I am a stay-at-home mom.
Yes.
I am a daughter to my parents. I'm a sister to my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
I am a best friend.
Mm-hmm.
I am just overall,
all the things.
I'm a servant. That's what I am. I'm a servant.
She is that girl. Okay, she really is. Servant,
yeah.
I'm sorry. We're going to have to find a balance because people is in the comments. We have Crystal. She said, love both of y'all. We love you, yes, Crystal. We got one of the sisters. Hey, girl. Katie Cross with the Katie. Blue heart. We got Judy.
There you go.
Don't be embarrassing my girl like
That's
that.
That's literally what he calls me.
And Tashana, she said, congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
You.
Yes. So, I mean, Monique is being so modest, but she is all those things. And just like, she is really that girl. Like, I don't just say that because she's my best friend, but she really is. And you are what is the lineup? You have a lot of siblings.
I'm actually right in the middle. So there's 4 older than me and 4 younger than me. So I'm the middle child.
Middle child.
And I'm not your typical middle child. Okay. I'm not.
What does that mean?
You know, people say like the middle child, they have like this kind of like this syndrome that they, you know, are like super just like bossy, or they always get left out of things. So they kind of act out in a way. That's not me.
Oh,
I run things around the family.
She said the middle child, they are considered super bossy, and then said, I run things around here.
So that's the only thing I'm going to live up to, okay?
Siblings, what y'all think? So, and you are a PK kid, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I am. Yep.
So, yes. So tell me, what is it like being the middle of how many children altogether do you have?
There's 9.
9. Mm-hmm. What is it like, or what was it like growing up in that environment of all them children?
Yeah. So first of all, we're a very close-knit family. Like she said, I'm a PK. So my parents my dad has been a pastor 20 years, but for all of my life, he's been like a preacher or an elder. So yeah, so I just growing up, we were very, like I said, we were very close-knit. Faith and church was a huge part of our lives. My parents are literally like, I was just thinking and reflecting on them today. And I'm just so grateful for godly parents like them, because literally like the way that y'all see them like out or in church or anything is literally like the way that they are at home. And they just brought us up in such a good environment where they really like instilled Christ within like all of us as children. And also like what I was thinking about today was like they are truly like ambassadors of Christ. Like they represent Christ so well. And just being like a parent, I feel like your first, like, because we're all called to make disciples. And I feel like your first disciples that you should be making is the ones right in your home. So I feel like my parents, they did an amazing job doing that. So I'm so grateful for that upbringing. Like I couldn't be more grateful for it.
I love it.
And yeah.
Shout out Mama Kwan. I call her Mama Kwan.
She told me to tell you hi too.
I call her Mama Kwan because she called me Delvina. For the longest she even knew my name and still was calling me Delvina. So I'm like, all right, Mama Kwan. But shout out Mr. and Mrs. Quinn.
Yeah.
Shout out them. And I just even talking about how you said that, because, you know, I do feel like PK kids get this rap or like just their families. And so for you to say like how they were in front of people is how they are behind closed doors, I think that speaks volumes. And it also just makes me think of just you and your husband and how, I mean, I know you on a personal level and professional level, and I do feel like you kind of exemplify the same thing. And like, do you feel like how they were even as a married couple? Like, do you feel like that has been a reflection of just your journey as a married woman?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So actually, actually how I knew that my husband was the one, it was because like he literally sounded how my father, like some of the like he sounded like the things that my father would say or the things that he would do, like very intentional. Like there was no funny business. It was like, strictly about business. And literally that's how I realized that my husband was actually going to be the one. It was because of the examples that I seen like at home. So yeah. So yes, their journey their journey and their marriage is definitely so influential in mine today. So I definitely appreciate that.
All right, hold on real quick. I'm sorry. Tashana, team middle child. I don't fit the stereotype either. I'm finding it hard to believe because I'm the middle child. I'm bossy. Monique bossy. Tashana, ain't no one trying to hear that. You just don't want to accept it. No, I'm playing. And then Javon, he said, tell Thug. I said, what's up?
He's literally been calling that since high school too. Thug.
Because we know, I mean, she just don't play. That's all we gonna say. She ain't me. She just don't play. So going back, like even, I mean, the talk is about relationship and you just talking about the fact that your husband, like he mirrored some of the things that your father did. Like I'm single, as you know, and I just feel like we're living in a world, and I talk to you all the time about this because I mean, the dating world is challenging, right? Especially as I will say a Christian woman, because I mean, I'm not perfect, but I'm growing and I desire a godly relationship and marriage. And so, 10 years later, what do you feel like, how can I put this? 10 years later, when you first ever met your husband, like, tell me about that experience and that journey.
Yeah, for sure. So we actually met, at it's our church organization. Basically, it's called a council. So basically, we have these meetings where all the churches that are affiliated in our particular council, we get together it's like 4 times a year. So we were my dad had just started a new church. So we were getting reinstated within the council. So it was April of 2020 or 2013, I believe, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was an April council. So actually, my mom, she's something else. So he was actually taking pictures for like the council. So then actually our families, like all like my parents and his parents, they've known each other for years. So he was taking pictures during the council, and he like walked by. I think he noticed my mom or something, so he spoke. And then my mom, because I think it was me and 2 other of my sisters, and she's like, literally was like, "Hey, I want you to meet my girls, my daughters." And we looking at her like, "Mom, why would you do that?" So then he's like, "Okay, hi, how y'all doing?" Whatever. So basically from there on, he became like the vice chairman for like the youth department for the council. And we just was like exchanging numbers and things like that. So yeah, so we met through our council, and then so things kind of just like head off from there. So we actually, when we started dating, we were only dating for literally, I want to say, we started dating in November. That November, we started dating. And literally by May, we were engaged. Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
We started dating November of 2023.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 2013. Sorry. And then May of 2014, we were engaged. So literally it was 6 months, all of like 6 months we got engaged. But it was literally because like he was so intentional, like asking, like we really, because first of all, it was long distance. He lived in Rochester and I was in Erie. So it was long distance. So we really didn't have the time to be, playing around and with all the frivolous conversations, even though that's important. But like he was really asking all the right questions. He stated like his intentions to me. Literally had vision, had purpose, all of the things. And again, like I was saying, like I've seen that like with my father. So like once that happened, like it was literally like, okay, this is like I think this is going somewhere.
Mhm.
And at the time I was 21, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 21. So yeah, we got engaged, and then a year later on June 13th, we got married, and the
Wow.
rest was history.
The rest
That's
was
my
history.
guy.
I know that's right. And like that just speaks volumes because first of all, you're 21 and at the average person, well, a lot of 21-year-olds, they're just ready to start life. They're out here turning up. They're like, I'm free doing doing me or whatever. And a lot of times people are like, in your 20s is when you're supposed to mess up and do all the things. And at that time, did you know you were ready to be a wife? Like, did you feel like this was something that you're like, no, this is the goal for me? Was this out of the blue? Like, what space were you in at 21 to say, I'm ready for marriage?
Yeah. So I mean, I always knew I wanted to be a wife. That quick, I wouldn't say. But again, it was just like I really felt like the Lord was like just putting things together. So I really feel like it was just like a divine connection that was literally like, okay, Monique, this is your husband. And like, you know how something is like almost like too good to be true. I really felt like that's what I was. I'm like, okay, wait, is this really happening? And then everything was just like lining up so beautifully. So I felt like it was literally just like something that I just couldn't like pass up. So
wow.
As far as like being ready, I wouldn't like I don't know if somebody can be like all the way ready, but I guess like emotionally and mentally I was ready to, commit myself to someone.
And I think, and we have these conversations often about the being ready, and like, you're always like, Davina, like, but like, what do you say to this generation? We're gonna talk to women when they think like, well, maybe I'm just not ready. Like, what do you say to that?
So
is that can you, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say like I said, there's no like there's not a checklist. There are things you can do to prepare yourself, but there is not like something like a checklist where it's like, okay, now I have all these boxes checked and now I feel like I am just completely ready to be a wife, because when that happens, like there's going to be challenges that come that you didn't even put into the calculation. So I just feel like really what it needs to be is like asking when you're seeking to get into relationships, I would just say literally it's important that you are asking the right questions. First of all, like making sure that you're equally yoked, and not just like with your beliefs, but also with like, do y'all like each other? Like, are y'all compatible? Like it is. And I've seen it so many times, like just like I'm in church all my life. So just seeing how many marriages that don't work. And it's like, just having those same like belief systems is not enough. Like you have to actually go home with this person. Y'all have to align your lives together. Like there's other things that comes into play with just like, just believing, having the same beliefs. So I would say just honestly making sure that the things that matter, like those things are priority. So making sure that, your belief systems align, making sure that you're asking all of the hard questions. Like it's not all about just, oh, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Like, no, what's your credit score? Like, how do you see your family structure? Like, what are some things that you want to instill in your children? Is education important to you? Just, asking questions that really matter.
Asking questions. And that's good, because I feel like, I mean, and I'm going to go back to like just knowing the conversations we have and knowing like, I get so frustrated like when I see just the mentality of our generation. Michelle said, come on, credit score. I also have Crystal. She said, I was there. Ma said, meet my daughters. A D pointed and then pointed at you.
You was one of the ones on the road too.
Jennifer Overton. She said, congratulations.
Thank
you. But I get frustrated because I always share on my social media, like, especially when there's like a heightened conversation of dating and all the things, I always am like, I'm blessed to have many married couples in my life, some who are Christians and believers and some who are not. But I know that every one of their relationships is different. It looks different. They desire different things in the relationship. And how you're saying, like, make sure you're equally yoked, not just on a faith level or religious level, but on, do I like you? Do I enjoy being around you? Like, even when you fall off, like, am I okay with what you look like? All those things. And it's like, people don't seem to understand, like, it's deeper than what can you do for me, or what can I do for you? So you even saying that, it just speaks volumes to me. So, yeah, that was good. Did you have anything to say to that part, what I just said? I have questions. Normally I don't, but like, you guys have to understand, I am still trying to get into the groove of this. But what advice, I guess, would you give to our generation? And I want to say this too. This is what I was going to say as she was talking. Like, I value godly wisdom, godly counsel, godly advice, because I do believe that the Lord is speaking through people I'm connected to when they have that relationship with the Lord. I have a mentor, Lori, shout out to her, who is my spiritual mentor. I have my best friend, who is not only my best friend, but I consider her one of my godly counsels. So when we're talking about relationship and things like that, this is from a godly perspective. So if you don't agree or don't feel like this is for you, I get it. But my desire is to have a godly relationship one day with a godly man, not just a God-fearing man, but a man that is chasing after the Lord the way I am. And so when I'm getting advice from Monique or anybody who has that type of relationship, like, I value that. And so I want people who are connected to me or follow me to get that type of, advice as well. Whether you use it or not, just hearing it, I believe, is important. So what advice would you give to our single generation of in general, besides what you share, but just in general, I guess, even just about living, like, until your spouse comes or that connection comes?
Yeah. So I would first say that marriage, it's a ministry first. And so in the Bible, it tells it tells the men to love their wives as Christ loves the church. And also it tells us that we are the brides of Christ. So I feel like the Bible does a good job of, like, using a marriage to kind of really just show the relationship that we should, like, have with the Father. So I feel like it's definitely a ministry, and it's not, marriage is work. It's definitely something that's worth it, but it is work. So I feel like sometimes everybody just thinks, like, okay, marriage is kind of like the end all be all. Like, once I get married, then this is going to go away, and this is going to go away, and this is going to go away. And it's like, honestly, once you get married, a lot of, like, the issues that you have personally, those things are going to be magnified. And then you have somebody else, like, y'all two different people. So, and y'all trying to come together. So it's like, this person was raised one way and this person was raised another way. So it's like, now you got these two people with totally different lifestyles and how they were, their upbringings and all the things. And you're bringing that to try to come to, like, a one common goal. So I feel like, just be intentional about, like, who you join yourself to. I feel like that's one of the biggest thing. Like, just, like, don't do it just because it's the thing to do, or just to have the wedding and take the pictures. It's like, no, there's real life after the marriage. It's hard work, but it's worth it, but it is hard work. So yeah. And then also I would just add that, to marriage, it's not a 50-50 thing either. So, like,
go ahead, talk about it, sis. Talk about it.
So people think it's like, okay, well, you bring your 50 to the table and I will bring my 50 to the table, then that equals 100. And it's like, okay, but some days you're only going to have 20 to give. And it's like, that person is going to have to pick up the 80 or vice versa, whatever it is. So it's just, I just say, please, please, please be intentional about who you join yourself to, because it's a sacred covenant. Like it's a covenant that you are making. It's the covenant that you're making before God. And it should be till death do you part. I understand, some things happen, but that's the covenant that you're making till death do you part. So I would just say that, just be intentional.
Be intentional. And even just saying that 50-50. And from what I understand you're saying is that's not just even financially, that's in all the ways. And I think that's always the big controversy of, oh, he needs to give all of this and I'm only give this. But like you said, there are days, and I even understand that as a single person, there are days there's seasons where you might only have 20%,
literally,
maybe even 10%,
literally,
maybe even no percent, and that person has to show up for you. So I know for me personally, as I'm growing, and I think also not only just seeing the relationships in my life, but also just seeing the way people's mentality is. It's like now more than ever, I want to be intentional about who I marry, who I date, because it is a forever thing. And like you said, like you're bringing two different people who, even if they are Christians or believers, they still have, it's almost like baggage that they have, and you have your baggage. It's like, are you going to be able to help me sort this baggage out and still love me and things like that? So I love that advice.
Yes, for sure.
I have Jennifer Overton. She said, a great conversation, ladies. I'm sorry, I was gonna call you Junior. Jerry Cooley on the screen. He says, be equally yoked.
Yes.
Michelle, I think that's that, whatever that sign is. I can't tell. Emoji. And then Jennifer said, speak, and she said, yes, it is. So I guess, let's see. Sorry, I feel like I'm not flowing the way I like, but it's okay. All right. As a married woman, what is one thing you wish someone had told you before marriage?
That you don't always get your way. Literally. I feel like, well, in my defense, when I first got married, I was 22 when we got married. And really, you're still a baby when you're 22. And I just felt like anytime like we had to have hard conversations and all the things, like I would I will break down and I would cry. And not that I was trying to use like the tears to my advantage, but that was just like in my 22-year-old way of like coping through things or whatever. I'm just going to break down and cry or whatever. And I remember the one time, and then it worked for a little bit. Like I would cry and then he would.
I'm getting over with you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I would cry and then, he would, come for me and all the things or let me get my way. But then I remember it was this one particular time. I think it was when we first found out we was pregnant with Jaden. And I don't even know what the conversation was. Like, it was nothing that deep or whatever. And I was just like, the waterworks. And he's just like, you got to move past that. Like, you can't just like cry your way through all the things. Like, you have to grow up basically. And like, everything is not going to go your way. Like, and it's like marriage. It's a give and take thing. So so that's one thing that I wish I would have known.
Hey, listen. So I guess that even just brings me to even a deeper question of just leadership, the leadership of a husband or a man to his spouse or his wife. Like, what does that look like to you? And like, how has that even just helped you? Or what does that look like for you? Let's start with there.
So children are to submit to the parents. The wife is to submit to the husband, and the husband is to submit to the Lord. So the husband is the head of the wife. And I think we often just have a bad, I guess just a bad overview of that, or even just, I guess I'll add the word in, being submissive. So, and I think that the way that society is making it think like, well, I'm gonna tell you what to do and you're gonna listen because I'm the head. And that's not what it is at all. Like literally in the submission, like there's just an order that the Lord has created. So if you're really looking at it and just like overall, the husband, he has to submit to the Lord. And so it's like everybody has their part of who they need to submit to. And the husband is getting, the vision and everything for the family from the Lord. So, and then the wife is to submit under her husband for that. So, yeah. So leadership for me and our relationship is like, listen, my husband, he's great at it. Like, listen, when I tell you Rob and the Lord is good. They're good. They're real bad. Like seriously. So like he comes like literally has vision for our family, purpose, all the things. And he comes to me like, okay, listen, this is what the Lord's telling me. And it's easy to submit to because you know what? It's coming from the Lord. And then also it's like, and he's so gentle with it too. And it's like, it's not that he's like, this is what we're doing and you got to follow. Like, no, it's literally like leading with like this humility. And that's really what it is, leading with humility. So yeah, that's what
good.
I would say. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So me and there's so many other women that are listening that are single and this sounds real good. It sounds good. And it's like for me and me and Monique talk often. I think I actually just texted today about like just my feelings about just singleness. But what encouragement would you give to a woman like myself and so many others that desire that and feel discouraged or feel like that is not obtainable? Because I'll be honest, and I've told you this, like I think I told you this today, like sometimes that doesn't feel like it's ever gonna happen for me, right? Yeah. So like what encouragement could you give even men out there who desire this? There are godly men that I see that are desiring this as well. Like what encouragement would you give them?
Yeah, so I would say that your person is definitely out there. There's someone like the Lord is so intentional and he has literally designed a person for you. Will you, I guess the real thing is like, can you be open and aware enough to see it? And sometimes it's not going to look, you know how we get these vision boards, like he got to be this and he got to be that and he got to be that. So, but it's like, are you open in your will? Are you open and willing for it to look maybe in a different way? So it's like really like having, just being connected to the Lord and acknowledging him, even in that area. Like, Lord, how can I make myself available for this person? Or Lord, when he does come, allow me to see that it's him and allow myself to be open so I can recognize like this is my person. Yeah, so I would just say like, listen, your person is out there and like it'll be worth the wait. Like it is better to marry right than just to do it just because there's so much purpose and there's so much just wholeness when you get with the right person. So I would just say like keep on waiting, keep doing the right things, seek the Lord for your spouse and just keep yourself open and available and don't be in little situationships and blocking your man from coming or your woman from coming.
That's the whole word.
Because you're holding on to other people. So
that's the whole word.
Say that. Seek the Lord.
Seek the Lord.
And literally acknowledge him in all your ways and he will direct that path. And that's what the thing I really do. I love about the Lord is because like he cares about like what we care about. And he said, if you acknowledge me, doesn't matter what it is, like acknowledge me and I will direct our paths.
She already about to make me start crying, y'all. Let me get in these comments because now I got things to say. Oh, boy, we're way up here. Okay. Oh, Shawnee, she said, love the two of you dearly. Love you, sugar. Kyle, this is another brother, a sibling. Rob ain't going for no foolishness. My dog. We got Jennifer. She said, period, that order. I love that. Tranisha, she said, amen. Crystal says, sounds real good. I know Crystal. Okay. And Shanika, she said, submitting to the right man is submitting to the Lord. The mistake a lot of us make is we try submitting to men who are really not after God's heart. If God is not first, we're doomed from the start. I believe that. I mean, honest, and if we're being honest here, because that's what I like to do, like, I've never experienced a godly man. Like, it's always been me trying to pull that person into a relationship with the Lord, or trying to convince him that God is who we need to follow. And so, like, I know at 34 years old with 2 kids now, more than ever, I will say, because I grew up in a Christian household. My parents been married for 30 plus years. They always talked about being equally yoked and all the things. And I just wanted to do my own thing, you know what I mean? And so I've had to learn through unequally yoked relationships, situationships, that, like, no, this isn't what God wants for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the beauty of, like, waiting. It's like the reward and the benefit that you get from waiting, it's so worth it. Like, it really is. It's so worth it.
That's good. That's good. I have Jennifer, she said yes. And she said, seek the Lord. So you talked about situationships, which kind of made me think of, we're going to get a little deep here. Okay. We're going to talk about abstinence and celibacy. And I don't know what you want to share in that realm with just even before marriage. But how important do you feel like it is to wait before marriage, even if you're not a virgin? Like, how important do you feel that is for people? And once again, we're coming from godly perspective, so y'all who ain't, do y'all thing. But, like, what would you say to that? And, like, what is your perspective on that?
Yeah, for sure. It's so important to wait. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, yes, the Lord made sex, and he made it for 2 people that have a covenant with one another. Like, once you start not having a covenant with someone and just, having sex with multiple people and all the things, like, there's literally a soul tie that you create. And so it is, I can't stress it enough. It's so important to wait till marriage. Wait for your husband. I know me and my husband, we waited. It was hard, but we waited. And because of that, like, we see the benefits of it, and the Lord will bless your union. Like, anytime that you sacrifice, the Lord honors sacrifice, and he will bless your union. I think me and my husband had a conversation, like, just from waiting, like, we see, like, benefits, and there's fruit from it. Like, the Lord, he will bless your union. And so I can't stress enough. Please wait, y'all. Please wait.
What helps you stay committed? I mean, I know you guys, it was 6 months before, like, you guys dated for 6 months. Wait, you dated for 6 months?
Dated for 6 months, and then once we got engaged, we were engaged for like a year and a month.
Okay.
We got married.
So how did you handle that? How did you navigate that?
You got to set boundaries.
Jesus, like, no, I'm playing.
So for us, I know, so it was a long distance relationship. So we didn't see each other, like, on the everyday basis. But then it's like, but when you do see each other, like, emotions are rising and all the things.
Temperatures rising.
But literally, it's like, just setting boundaries. It's like, and know yourself too. You know what you can handle and what you can't handle. It's like, okay, if it's 10 o'clock at night, like, if y'all need to go back home or do whatever y'all need to do that.
Yeah.
Like, know yourself and know the limits that you that you have. So
Mhm.
yeah, if there is a time where you feel like, okay, I need to step out or I need to go home because, such and such or whatever.
Mhm.
So I would say just having boundaries, set
Mhm.
boundaries for yourself.
Yeah, boundaries. And honestly, I've learned that, like, I know, like, we talk about soul ties, like, I will probably argue all day about, like, I know firsthand, like, what soul ties happen when you have sex with somebody. Like, and I know we're adults and everybody's like, I'm gonna do me. And there's so many, like, there's so much spiritual disease that I do believe is happening now more than ever with people. I do believe that even just seeing the way people behave, I believe it's tied to a lot of soul ties that are being happening because of sex.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
I do believe that. You got something? I felt like you wanted to say something else, but no.
No. I was agreeing because it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard. I mean, I'll be the first one to say it's not easy,
it's not easy.
I believe, like, I will just keep saying now more than ever, because, like, I've had to experience stuff. Like, I've had to experience stuff. Like, if we're being even honest, like, I remember when I was trying to, let go of a situationship, and me and Monique's like, we're fasting. Like, and that's one thing. And we'll get into friendship, but that is how much I believe it's important to have godly friendships around you, because I do believe that fasting needed to break the soul ties that I had with people, and fasting and praying. And so, like, those things are no joke. And, like, I will continue to say these are things I'm saying from a godly perspective. I'm not perfect, and there's definitely desires there, but I know that, like, I don't want to chance what the Lord has for me because of my selfish and fleshly desires. Like, now more than ever, like, I do believe we're living in some crazy times, and I don't want to block what spouse or the person that the Lord has for me because of me trying to just do things my own way because I'm trying to have a good time, like, for real. I have Jennifer. She said, seek the Lord, the best advice. Jennifer, me too. Miss Marla, she said, wait time is a good time. And she said Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. I'm gonna read it. We gonna read it, Miss Marla. Let me bring up my Bible app, because we gonna get this word today. Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways, know him, and he will make your path straight. Yes. Amen. That was the CSB version, not the King James version, because Monique be like, oh, King James version.
No, I'm definitely getting.
Kyle said, I'm covering my ears. Yeah, we's going to get real transparent tonight, brother.
Open them ears up.
Right. Open them ears. Miss Marla said spiritual disease, and then she said absolutely. So we are going to switch gears here to friendship, because that's what like I said, even just with our friendship, like, how important. So tell me your journey with friendship. Like, let's start there.
So yeah, I honestly, believe it or not, but I struggled, like, young as I was young, I struggled to have friends. So me and my siblings were very close, especially me and my sister. So I felt like I found, like, a friend group, like, within my sisters. But even that, like, they all had, like, their own personal friends. But, like, I've, like, never, like, grown up for years. Like, I've never just, I don't know what I'm like, is it me? But, like, I just struggled just, like, having friends. So yeah, I feel like that was, like, my early. So I always, like, I used to pray, like, Lord, send me somebody, like, that will be like-minded, like me. Too, and I feel like too, also at an early age, like, my discernment, like,
strong,
top notch, like, literally. So I feel like I also too, like, I seen things in certain people or whatever, and I'm like, okay, well, let me not, stay away from that. So that probably was, like, I don't know, a thing to that. But yeah, so I just prayed. I'm like, Lord, I want, like, godly friends. Like, I want somebody that can really, like, we're just like, we just click naturally. We have the same beliefs, like all the things. And I felt like literally, like, once I met Divina, like literally, like on the first time we were like, okay, I don't know about this girl. I'm like,
because you say what you say
so y'all know Divina. She's like this super outgoing, like will talk to everybody at any moment. And I'm just like, I don't know. My eyebrow was just up. I'm like, you got to be careful with people like that. And I was just like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. But like, I knew she was like sweet, and I knew she came from like good people and all the things. But I was just like, I don't know about that.
She too.
And literally, like, yeah, we started working together. So we would have like, little conversations, but it wasn't until we start working in like the same branch or whatever. And she was at the front desk and I was in the desk in the
Y'all, we will not disclose where we work. Okay.
So
but we got so much trouble.
I was at her desk.
She got to come talk to me.
Literally
to come talk.
I was at her desk so much. Well, okay, listen, we still got our work done. Be good employees, guys. Be good employees. We still got our work done, but like the amount of conversations. But the thing that I love, it was literally just natural. Like it literally just like it was like literally just organic. Like it just came naturally. And then, like I said, so I'm kind of this like, I don't want to say I'm a closed book person, but I'm kind of like, I keep thank you. I keep my stuff to me. And when I say the one day, I just start spilling. And I'm just like, and then I think I went back to my desk. I said, okay, first of all, we got to be friends now. I said, because I just told this girl like all of my business. I'm like, what is this? So I feel like our friendship, it came natural.
Yeah.
Like nothing was like forced and it came natural. And you're an answered prayer from the Lord. Like literally.
Jesus.
So.
Yes. Real quick. I got people in the comments. I appreciate y'all don't know. Listen, there's so much I have to say. Like I said in the beginning, it took me so much to get Monique here, but I also know it was time for her to come on, not just for this show, but just for her. So I pray y'all gonna see more, and maybe not in this capacity, but you guys will see more of Monique after this. I got Asia, and Asia, she said, "Oh, I joined just in time. Come on in, honey." She said, "Hey, ladies, honey, hi, honey." Miss Marla, accountability people. Yes. Chantel, sweet and genuine from the jump. Thank you. And Crystal, she said, "You had no choice but to be my friend, sister." Literally,
okay, girl, we here.
Listen, we know it. And then Rob, husband. Join the chat. What up, broski? He said, need to get to work. And listen, we have done many photo shoots. If you see any of my brand photo shoots, and I shout them out often, Romo Pics is it. So Rob has had to deal with us. And he sick of us. We play so much. And then Chantel said, "I love this so much. Thank you, sugar, Miss Marla." She said, "Praise God." And then Tasia says she is so sweet and genuine. So, oh my God, there was so much I felt like I needed to say to that whole thing. But so just going back to the prayers, and then also how you said like, oh my gosh, like I just told this woman my business or whatever. We ain't got no choice but to be friends because she knows. Literally. But I also feel like that going back to just how intentional God is, you know what I mean? Because I always tell Monique, like, and I always say, y'all see, if you follow me, you know, like I call this girl my soul sister. Like she's my soul mate. Like I truly believe, and I had this conversation with another friend one time, and I asked, like, do you think, like, what do you think about soulmates or whatever? Like, do you think you can have multiple? And it wasn't until Monique that I felt like I believe you can have soulmates as friends. And this girl, like, we don't talk every day. There's been times we probably go like a month without talking, and it's because our lives are so busy. But like this girl, I know no matter what, like I pick up the phone, I text her. It's never, there's never a lack in our friendship. And I just truly appreciate and value like her friendship so much because I do believe I'd be like, it's anointed and appointed. And it's like and that's why I tell people, like, I even see this post going around right now about people desiring friendship. And that is something I've always had friends. I have friends and I appreciate the relationships I have. But when you find someone who literally matches you like this as a friend, like that is so unmatched. Like, and I'm grateful for it because I don't believe people always have this. Like, I actually remember my kids watching my kids' dad's family. It's a group of cousins who have these close friends. And I always was like, dang, I wish I had that. And I thought I always had to be multiple friends, but like this one right here, like she is everything I need in a friend. Like we pray together, we fast together, we play too much together. Okay.
Like I was thinking, I said, literally, I feel like our friendship, like y'all ever see that that video where the people or the two friends, they laughing and they hitting each other, falling all on the floor. Like we're either that or like super deep. Like literally, I feel like there's no how you do it. Like it's literally none of that. It's either super playful or just like it gets deep real quick.
Yeah. And you know what? I will say to that, just even that deep part, I remember feeling like, okay, well, maybe I'm just too much for Monique. And like, I felt like, I'm like, am I giving her am I being enough of a friend to her the way she's being to me? Because we have two different lives. Like you're a married woman with kids. I'm a single mom with kids and with single life problems. And sometimes I feel like, okay, maybe I'm being too much and like, maybe I'm not being the best friend. And like, but she's like, no, Davina, like I'm getting what I need from you and you're getting what you need. And I think that's so important because in any relationship, it is really 50-50. It's not always 50-50, right. You know, so like I genuinely just I pray that I tell people all the time, if you don't have a friendship like this, please pray about it. Like it sounds crazy, but like please pray about it because I know firsthand that God will show up for a friendship for that you need. Like you have probably something to say, but I'll just say one more thing before you go. But I'll just never forget, I was first starting Divinely Crowned and Monique got me a gift. I was leaving the bank.
Oh yeah.
I just told you, but y'all don't know what bank. You probably do. But either way, I was leaving. I remember she giving me a gift that like was an investment into my brand. And like I'm not a materialistic person, but seeing my friend, like this person love me enough that like I want to invest in you, your dreams, your goals. Like it just brought tears. Like it was just amazing because I'm always the one to do that. So having a friend and still like it makes it like, listen, this girl right here. But go ahead, you got stuff to say.
No, I was just gonna say it's important to, I guess, realize like what season like you're in within your friendship. And I know a lot of times we give like season like a bad connotation, I guess. But it's just like you were saying at the beginning, like at the beginning of our friendship, literally not like we'll see each other every day just because we used to work together. We used to text each other literally nonstop all day long. But then, you know, as things like time went by, like the seasons change and it's like just needing your friend in a different way. Or it's just like she was saying, like now sometimes we literally go a month maybe without seeing each other, which is absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. That's just she live like all the way out of town. It's like, no, she really doesn't.
Realizing like what season you're in and like being content with that. Like it's okay. Like we know where we're at and we know where we stand. And it's like, maybe we don't have to have the conversations like, but if you do need me, I'm one phone call away. So it's like, I think that's just important just to realize like what season like you and your friend are in.
Yeah, that's good. And I will even just talking, because I do believe that people sometimes, if they're not checking on you, like they don't really care and stuff like that. And I believe as adults, like we got to get out of that mentality. Like even like, I mean, there's times where maybe I'm doing stuff with other people or she is, and we may give each other a hard time, but like deep down inside we know like that's my girl regardless.
Right.
I know that, you know, the minute I'm like, all right, let's schedule something, let's do it. But like it is a blessing to be able to be on the same understanding of that, because I don't believe that a lot of people get that. And it's, I mean, even just going back to relationship wise with her marriage, like yes, we all desire that, and sometimes it feels unobtainable, but like even with friendship, I do believe some people don't get that. Like some people don't get that, but I do believe it takes being intentional. Sometimes it takes like, what type of friend are you? Like, are you showing up for people the way you want them to show up for you? And what does that look like? So yeah, I love, come on, comments. All right, Miss Marla said, I am glad you found and trusted each other. Thank you. And what's FGN? Friends gon' something.
Just gonna make something up.
She said, you ladies are definitely a great example of friendship, godly friendship. Thank you, baby girl. And Crystal, I'm gonna shout you out because Crystal is actually Monique's sister friend. They grew up in church together as well, right?
That's my girl.
So even just those little things, like Crystal and I first ever met, we went out of town together and we at a conference, which wish we had those conferences. But anyway, but just even being able to now have other people that you're connected to because of your friendship, I think is beautiful as well. We got Shaniqua Beak.
What's
she
up,
said,
Beak?
hey,
Shout
you
out,
two, this Mama Quinn. Hi, Mama. Sandy said, yes, be grateful. True friendships are rare. Resilience Crockett, great conversation. Thank you. Hey. Miss Marla again, loved you enough to invest. Love it. Integrity. Crystal, she said, definitely one call away. Jennifer, she said, intentional. She said, I love ya. We love you. Yes. So, I mean, guys, just even going back to just investing, like, and I do want you to highlight you guys' business as well. But like, I mean, Monique, and I'm gonna give you your flowers at the end before we leave. But like, when going back to friendship, like when I tell you, like, this girl has had my back, like even if you see my brand, like on my events, like Monique has always been very supportive. Like every event I've done, it's literally been me and Monique. Like I don't have no big crew, but like I just think that even just requires a level of trust. Like I always tell people that Divinely Crowned is like my third child. Like I love this brand bad. Like I believe that the Lord called me to do this brand, and having someone who encourages me, checks me, tells me like like this, and as a sounding board, like as a friend, is like truly unmatched. And I like really pray that and I tell her this all the time, like I pray that I'm giving you what you need out of this friendship the way you have given me, because like I'm forever grateful for you.
Absolutely, yeah. I think too, just communication in a friendship is important, because it's important to communicate to your friend how you're feeling, or because we're supposed to grow and evolve, and in one season you might require a certain level, but then in another season you might need your friend in a different way. So I think it's important to be keep communication open. And it's like, what are the ways that I can show up for you? How can you show up for me? Because it's like, we're not mind readers. So it's like, you don't want to be feeling some type of way because this person didn't show up for you how you thought they should have. So I would just say, especially in friendship, relationships in general, just keeping open communication and just expressing, like, expectations.
I love it. Miss Marla, she said, relationships are not one-sided. Fly Guy Nation, now Fly God Nation. Shamir's line? I don't know who that is, but and then she said, that's good. So let's switch gears. You are and I told Monique, I kind of wanted to highlight this because I do think that You don't see this nowadays a lot, I guess, for millennials. Maybe I could be wrong, but you are a stay-at-home mom to 3 babies. Like, it's not babies, they're getting big.
They are getting
Jaden
big.
is how old now?
She's 8.
8. That's wild.
That's
wild. I think I met. So yeah. So I'm thinking of like our friend, how long we've been friends.
7.
Yeah.
8.
Wow, that's crazy. Like, I feel like it took us so long to get to this many years.
And now that we're there, we're like, wait,
like, wow. But either way, so tell me what that's like as a stay-at-home mom, like, how do you navigate that and take care of yourself as well? So you're a wife, you guys are business owners, you're a stay-at-home mom, like, how do you navigate that? What does that look like for you?
Yeah. So, for how long has it been? Almost 2 years. I would say, about 2 years. Me and my husband, we decided that was, what's best for our family in the moment. So I became a stay-at-home mom when we had our last baby girl, Zuri. So I absolutely love it. I do. I love it. It gives you freedom to do certain things. Just like it opened up a lot of things just for our family in general. Just because like it wasn't going to work as far as like if my husband's at work during the day, also I'm at work, our kids were starting school. So it's like, how does that look, picking up the kids? So it really did. It just freed up our family a lot for me to be able to do stuff. Like during the day, I can get laundry done, get dinner ready when I cook.
Oh, so you mean as a wife, you don't cook all the time? Like all these folks be always saying?
Do what works best for your family.
Literally, because Lord Jesus, we should have added that to the other conversation, but we won't. Real quick. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I read that she's Shymir Tate Goodwin. I actually want to get him on here. Flymir is his name on social media. That is a young man who is growing in the Lord as well.
Videos. I did.
I definitely, and actually, I think he's my kid's cousin, so I'm gonna use that when I reach out to him. But yes, you're okay. I get what you're saying now. I'm sorry, Ms. Marla, but yeah, I can't wait to get him on here too, because we gotta get these brothers on here that's talking about the Lord. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. So,
so I'm sorry. That's what I was, you were saying, you love it and you get a lot done, but like, I guess like, so, Divinely Crowned, we're always about like self-love, self-care. Like, how do you navigate that? Because I do believe like that probably has its own challenges as well. Even just, you're a stay-at-home mom, so you're with your kids all day and all night. Well, when they're not in school, but like, how do you navigate that and still make sure you're pouring in and taking care of yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So at the beginning, it was a little bit challenging because the kids were obviously during the day, they're at home with me. So, and it was a lot of just, kid conversations. And sometimes I'm like, I just want to talk to an adult right now. Like, but now that my kids, summer is here now. But so now that my daughter, she's 3. So Jaden he's going to 3rd grade. And then the younger 2, they were in preschool. So they did a preschool program like throughout the day. So now I take them to daycare. So in the mornings, like I'm kind of honestly like completely like free to do things. So really how I'm big on just like, I love to do a good DIY. It don't matter what it is. Literally, it don't matter what it is. Like DIY.
You still have my Divina
in my
I was thinking about that the other day. When she does, so real quick to talk about that, my 30th birthday happened to be during a pandemic, and I was just like, I want to have a nice sized birthday party. She literally DIY'd everything, and she made this D that she had everybody sign. It was gold, and then she literally made. Oh no, you got that made. But still,
I got the sign.
Yeah, you got the sign, but you did all the DIY with it. But it says my name, and she's had it forever because
because you wanted a revamped, and then
it's supposed to get revamped for like
revamped.
3. How old am I? Like 4. I'll be 35.
Okay, you didn't give it to me right away. So
okay, so maybe 4, 3, 2
years.
Okay. It's really probably like 3, 4 years, but it's okay. I love you.
Anyways.
I'll support your losses.
It's not a lot.
I'm just messing. This is how it's all the time. Don't mind me, y'all. But anyways, Yeah, so you love DIY.
Yeah, and then also I really do. I just get in my word, journaling. I literally watch podcasts and like I'm not a big TV watcher. It's literally what I watch is like podcast, and then I watch sports and literally. So
who's your favorite team?
The Steelers and the Lakers.
Okay, we agree on one team.
The Steelers. You like Boston?
Boston, big Boston.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I, find therapy for myself is like getting in my word, listening to worship music, top tier. Tier. Just being literally just in the presence of God, worship, and also too like being a stay-at-home mom is kind of just like freed up my time as well, just to dive in more into our business, which we are going to get that back ramped up. So stay tuned for some exciting things.
So tell me about your business. So tell me, I know you told it's Romo Picks. Tell me about that journey, just doing that with your partner, your spouse. Like tell me about how that all started.
Yeah, so Rob, he actually went to school for video and editing. He graduated from RIT for video and editing. So, like I said, even before we even met, he was like taking pictures and all the things. And it wasn't until we got married, someone reached out for him to do a maternity shoot, and I wasn't able to go with him. And so so he just did the shoot. And then when he came back with the pictures and like everything was technically correct, but like the girl's dress was like messed up or something, or like her hair needed fixed. And I'm like, Rob, why didn't you fix her hair? Why didn't you fix her dress? And he's like, I'm not paying attention to that stuff. I'm just trying to make sure like the pictures is technically correct. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna start coming on the shoots with you so I can like, pay attention to the details and things like that. So that's literally how it started. We got our name because like once we were dating, his brother Tim, shout out to Tim. His brother Tim,
my birthday twin.
He used to call us Romo, like while we were just dating. So yeah, once we like agreed that we were gonna kind of, do the photography stuff together, we just picked that name just because it was like
that's dope. Actually, I love that.
But yeah, it's been good actually working together. I know they said don't mix business and pleasure, but
it works for that.
It really does. It works. And then it's like if I feel some type of way about something, I'll let him know. Or if he like, oh, you need to improve on that, he'll let me know. So it's been good so far. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. So that actually brings me to and we talk about this, I think a lot too, with just because as you were talking about this, about your business stuff, I just heard ministry and how this is technically like a ministry for you, right? So and there's things that I've had to try to figure out how to navigate with Divinely Crowned, because at the end of the day, like, I do believe this isn't about me. This is about being a light for Christ, right? And, there's been times where I'll be like, well, am I doing this right? Or what if I'm not putting enough of saying God in my stuff? And so, like, how do you guys navigate, like, this being technically your ministry? And do you ever have you ever felt like, okay, well, maybe is this showing like the love of Christ and things like that?
Yeah, I would say literally just by your everyday walk, you shouldn't have to walk around saying with a sign, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian. It should literally show and flow through your lifestyle. So yeah, I was just saying, again, going back to being like an ambassador for Christ, just showing up as, the God-given talents the God-given gifts that he's given us, just operating on certain levels as far as like how we communicate with people, like just being integral, just, the conversations that we have with people, keeping a certain standard of our brand. Like we don't do every type of shoot, and we won't, just because that's the type of brand that we are. So I think it's just really not that you have to posterize it. Romo Picks, the Christian brand. It's actually just living it out through so people can see. The scripture is let your light shine so men might see your good works, but glorify the Father which is in heaven. And I think that's exactly what we do. Like we're letting our light shine. And so people can ultimately see God in it.
That's good. That's good. So, like, I want y'all to go ahead and free promo, even though I would never pay you, but like, go ahead, shout out Romo Pig, shout out whatever you need to about y'all business.
I was going to say, so yes, we're Romo Pics. We are a photography business. What we focus on is branding, but we also do other shoots as well. If you need pictures, come see us.
Come see
we
them.
We are on socials, on Instagram and Facebook. And yep.
Yeah. And I'll put that, once I edit the show notes, I'll put that in there. And even when I upload this, I'll put their information in. And like I said, like, they've done all my, like, and even if, well, I don't know, because I don't see my life without you. But I'm saying, like, I don't just say this because they are, like, I'm so connected to them. Like, I genuinely trust for my brand and my business, like, that they, like, even if I give a vision, they help me execute it in the highest way. And I've always been very pleased with just the experience. And I know many people who have been able to have have their business or whatever and do business with them, and they definitely they do things with excellence. And even just knowing, I think I was like, we just became friends a little bit after you guys started. And so even watching their journey and just even the quality and just how amazing things have gotten for them with this is been even just now you guys, how you guys have done events and all the things, like it's been awesome to see that journey. I have Miss Marla, she said, again, trusting God and his guidance. And then Crystal, she said #Romo. So I know I didn't necessarily talk too much about your the actual journey, but I always like to kind of leave space to just kind of ask, like, what is something like you've learned along your journey that you feel like other people, I shouldn't say I always like to ask, but this is what I'm thinking now, but what is something or some things along your journey that you've learned that you feel like maybe even from seeing on social media or just having conversations with me or other people, like what are some things you've learned that you feel like other people should know?
Just about like life in general. I would say,
was that I put you on the spot?
No, I'm just trying to really think of yeah. I would say to really just put your, first of all, I would just say try Jesus. Like if you have not, I mean, when I say top tier, like he has the best, he has plans for you, plans to prosper you. Like he cares about the details of your life. He's intentional about you. He's loving, he's caring. I can literally say that's my like greatest blessing in my entire life is like Jesus. That's literally like, that's what I breathe. Like literally, like that's my life. Jesus is my life. So that's what I would say. Literally, like if you have not like gave your life to Jesus, I'm telling you, it is the best decision that you can honestly do. Like literally, like there's nothing that compares to him. And like he takes care of you. He's a provider. He's literally everything that you need him to be. Like he's all knowing. Like, and again, like for me, it's he cares about the details of your life. And just even if you lack wisdom about anything, like he literally gives it to you, like, and don't hold back with it. Like literally just gives you wisdom. So that's what I would say. That's really the sentiments of my heart is like, Christ is the answer. Christ is the answer, and Christ is the answer.
Okay, and period. That actually made me think of something else. You are a millennial. You're younger than me. How do you like to tell your age?
Can you not act like I'm just so much younger than you? I am 32.
That's young. You a young girl. So, but now, like, because so growing up, I always thought like, okay, you had to be this certain way as a Christian, and like that. But like, you are down to earth. Like, how do you navigate that in this day and age, this society, this culture of really standing firm in your walk and things like that?
I would say read your word, like, honestly, because like you were saying, like, you're down to earth. Like, people got this idea that like you got to wear skirts to be a Christian, or you can't wear earrings, or you can't wear makeup. And it's like, those are all man-made things. Like, nowhere in the Bible does it say that. So that's what I would say. Read your word and like, yeah, read your word.
Read your word. Because Jesus was a real one.
He really was.
He was a real
one.
He is. Yeah, you're right. He is. But I'm just thinking from in the Bible day.
Yeah.
Jesus is top year, right, wrong or right, his love never changes.
Period.
And then Jeremiah 29:11 and John 3:16. If you don't know them scriptures, you really need to get in your word.
Jesus is the
Jesus
answer.
is the answer. And then Crystal says I'm trying to tell her.
You don't start either.
She just turned 30 like yesterday. So don't play. That's a good thing, sis. She said, yes, she's still young. All right. So I know you got babies to get back to soon. So I do have one question. No, I don't. Not just one, but this is one. What would you tell after the journey you've been on? You know, your wife, now a mother. Like, what would you tell young Monique at this time in your life?
I would tell young Monique, you really got me thinking.
Come on, Holy Spirit.
You really got me thinking.
Oh, look. Yeah, I like that. You got to answer it, though.
I know. I'm going to answer. I would tell young Monique just to be confident in who you are. Show up just the way you are. I feel like a lot of times we want to take on what society should tell us how we should be, what we should be doing, and just not being true to who you are. Like, God gives us all gifts uniquely just for us, and not to compare yourself to anyone else. God has made you intentionally, and so I would just say, be exactly who the Lord has called you to be.
Amen to that, which means Monique about to start really coming out in these streets, because we need you. We need you. Is there anything else maybe that you wish I would have said, or that came up that you're like, oh, I should have said this, or anything that any last words?
No, I think we covered a lot. I will say that just relationships in general, whether it's like with a spouse or with a friend, that it looks different across the board. And I think I said it before, but I'll say it again, that you literally can acknowledge the Lord in all your ways, and he will direct your path. So yeah, just live out life the way, just be true to yourself and live out, your relationships.
I love that. Thank you. All right, I have Miss Marla. She said, word be Jesus reflection. And then she said, I love this. Crystal said, you can be saved and dope all at the same time. Be you. And period. And Ms. Marla said, God fearfully and wonderfully made you. Yes, he did. Well, before I let you go, or before we close out, I just got to give you your flowers. I'm going to try not to cry. I literally like every time I was thinking about like her being on here, I just feel like this is a big step for you. So I'm proud of you.
It really is.
I'm really proud of you for listening to me, because you had no choice.
Apparently.
But thank you for being you in my life. Like, I love you so much. Like, thank you for being just the most genuine, realest, funniest, best friend I could ever ask for, pray for. And I just really cannot wait to see how God really just brings out the light in you for other people. Like, I know that you sing at church, which y'all better be glad I didn't have her get up here and sing. And just even helping your husband. But I do believe that he is calling you to do more in this world, even if it's behind the scenes. But like, I just can't wait, because people, I mean, don't get too close to her. Okay. Y'all can't have her like real close, but people deserve you deserve to just be able to spread your light. And so I love you. Thank you. And thank you for all you do and who you are. And yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It actually wasn't that bad, y'all. I really did not want to do this.
She did it.
I really did.
She screamed in the hall on the way up here.
I did, but I'm glad that I got on this, and I'm honored that you would have me on this. And again, like, I really do. I feel like our friendship was or is just orchestrated by the Lord, honestly. And I think that we both pour into each other. It might look differently, but it's necessary for what each other needs, like the needs of each other. So yeah, I'm just grateful for you. I'll always be grateful for you. You stuck like glue.
Stuck like glue.
We in
the
here.
Good, strong Gorilla Glue,
Gorilla
like that
glue.
one lady that put the wig on or whatever. She Gorilla glued her hair. Yeah, but we ain't going to no doctor to get anything unresolved, okay?
Yes.
Just extra. But thank you. And I have the last few comments. Crystal said, yes. And then Miss Marla said, say. And then Crystal said, I'm moving to Erie.
Come on.
No, we gotta move out of Erie. We need to come move where you at. It's like, no, let me stop. Come on, Crystal. And then Miss Marla said, thank you for doing it. Aww, yes. Sweet. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in. We had 31 likes and loves. That's awesome. And I saw people just in and out. So thank you for all the conversation tonight. Like, I'm so excited to be back. I will say I'm probably starting out, especially with the summer, bi-weekly. So just stay tuned for more guests to come. And thank you so much for tuning in and just continuing to support this podcast. Like, it means more to me than you guys know. So just remember, until next time, you are divinely crowned.
Bye.